you know, a certain Tennessee representative, I won't apologize. See, she made a comment and said that the Democrats had caved in. And then I said, I disagree with that. But then after I got to thinking, I really got to thinking and looking at it, yes, they did. See, we're becoming a party of disappointment. We see these people that's trying to go back to the time when one race mattered. When, how your lifestyle lived was in the closet. And now they think that they are the majority, which is not, they're the minority. That lady that, Supreme Court denied her the right to reverse same-sex marriage. Now, you don't have to agree with that. You don't have to agree with that. It's just like TV. If you see something on TV, I hate to see them sex scenes. I'm getting old now. I don't want to see them sex scenes with my grandbabies and stuff like that. I don't even want to see them with my children. I've always been uncomfortable. So what do? I turn it off, or I change the channel. That'll keep me from, being embarrassed or something like that, or, seeing something. And my daughter said, Mama, why you do that? Was a good movie. But yeah, but it had that in there. And I changed back, and we went back to the wherever part it was, and I told her, when I leave, you can look at it with many times as you want. But now we don't want to do that now. See, now we want to, we the party of disappointment, and now we have become the, you got to be like me. You got to be like me. You said, Samantha, why you combining two together? Well, I'm going to tell you why. See, them Democrats was white. See, had it been black Democrats, it would have been a whole new situation. See, they not going up for re-election, and they figured, they figured they'll just do us a favor and open up the government just so that whatever Epstein files or whatever it is, and they're going to give us a hard time on that. But we dealing with a new set of Republicans. And we steady believing that these people, they got ruthless over time. I always said that the Klan took off them bed sheets and became politicians and judges and other things. But it seems to matter that, that at this point in life, that why would 8 white folks that says they Democrats would vote, that didn't want the shutdown, and ended up wasting our 40 days. That's what we think. But in reality, it just brought us closer together. See, I keep telling y'all that, the most important thing in this world, don't get discouraged, is to continue to vote. But not just continue to vote, but you got to look at the candidate. See, because we had infiltration. Infiltration and wars have always been a big asset. You have spies. When the war break out, you have spies on both sides that go in and see what the other party is doing. Yes, they got to be nosy because they got to be able to report back. See, you got them undercover spies, you got them known spies, and then you got them intel spies. Them 8 was the intel spies. See, they went in and they've been Democrats for a long time and stuff. And the Republicans said, you know what? If anything go wrong, we got an ace in the hole. We definitely do. We got an ace in the hole, and that's what they did. They played their ace in the hole with them 8 Democrats. In the middle of the night, they went ahead and did all of that because in their best interest, it is to open up the government. See, it was all right for them to cut SNAP. They was using SNAP. That's something that's irreversible. Donald Trump ain't got that money. He ain't spent that money on that big, beautiful ball-breaking ballroom that he says that, hey, that his friends was going to pay for it. Court stopped that. Stopped him from doing that. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to be left with that big, beautiful mess because he ain't going to do it. He ain't going to fix that no more. He going to leave it the way it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Them 8 white folks don't give a damn if you mad or not. They ain't finna be in office. But what about Chuck? Chuck is the head leader of the Democratic Party for all of this stuff. You say, what about Chuck? Chuck surely should have known. He surely should have known. You know, we need fighters now. Let's be honest. Chuck don't know how to fight. I think Jasmine would have been a better chairperson. That Akeem guy, he gets rowdy, but you know what? We need some fighters. We need some heavy, we ought to be tired of being disappointed. It's just like being in the church when you find out something, you get disappointed. No, this is a time right now when we need to start cleaning house. This is a perfect time because we're seeing those who claim to be Democrats and helping the Republicans. We see that, we need more fighters than we knew somebody that's talking. We need some gut-wrenching, hard-hitting, hungry folks. Chuck Fleischman is proud. And where I live at, Chuck Fleischman is a proud Republican, and he got endorsed by Donald Trump. And yet I have yet to see anybody that says, we ain't had enough. See, because everybody here, they like to do things nice and political and professional. But how do you be professional with a devil? How do you be professional with somebody that has no morals, no coots, no nothing? That's why I was glad I was raised up to be black. Not just private school black, not just public school black, but black. Because see, some black folks, when we get tired of seeing mess going on, that inner city come out of us. Yes, oh yes. That's what we need. We need some inner city Democrats. That's what we need. We need some that know how it is to be hungry, know how it is. Instead of saying, we working all day, tell us, okay, y'all, we on a mission now. We on a mission. We on a mission. So much is on the state right now. They trying to reverse it. Oh, that little old MAGA woman, oh my goodness, 3-4 divorces, and she trying to reverse same-sex marriages and stuff, and she got to pay that $300,000 fine and stuff. Instead of just saying, telling people, I don't mean no harm, but my religion would not allow me to marry you. It's okay to say that. It's okay. But you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to find somebody. I got somebody that will marry you and be just as happy. No, we got to force our religion, our beliefs, our whatever on whoever it is that is. Why? Because you know why? Because that's the Christian thing to do. But if you read your Bible, you would know God didn't force himself on nobody. He gave you a choice. He gave you a choice. He gave you a choice to accept him or not. So why would God change from being somebody that will give you a choice to somebody that's going to force you? When you force somebody to do something, when you start forcing somebody to accept your belief, all of this, it's just like slavery. Forcing somebody to do something. That's slavery. See, we Democrats, don't lead the party. Don't lead the party. I'm going to tell you something, and I keep saying it, don't get mad when a bad Democratic person exposes itself. Don't get mad. Don't you get mad. I love this wind. It's 60-some degrees and the wind is blowing and the trees are down. But don't get mad. Go outside and enjoy. Don't you get mad. Don't you get mad. That's just exposure. We seeing the throw up of what America been saying for so long that didn't exist. Ain't that something? We seeing racism at its finest. We seeing racism at its boldest. Because you know why? Because where everybody kept saying, oh, I'm not racist. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. And them brown folks are finding out quick. We ain't talking about the black folks. You know, we gonna always have some jigaboos in the black community. You know, some yes'em in the black community. But now we seeing that our other brown family is being affected. Oh, yes, the Hispanics who thought when they came over here they was white because of their hair color. Didn't want to associate with us. Or better yet, the Puerto Ricans. Yeah. You got some Puerto Ricans that didn't want to, they white. The Cubans, no, they white because they hair. They got their hair. Well, who else? Oh, now he's pushing you to side. That Indian man. Oh, they black as the street. Oh my goodness. But then you know what? They got their pretty hair and they don't nobody want to. You know what I used to always say? Don't nobody want to be black when it's time to be black. Ooh. Yeah. Finding out. Black women, we have always, in the Democratic Party, we have always been the main ones to save the day. Black Democrats, black female Democrats. We come out in large droves because we know the mission. We come out in large quantities for our party because we know the outcome. We know what is at stake. The question is when the other party's going to stand up and know what is at stake. I do believe by the end of this year. See, when that health care kicks in and all of that, then I guarantee you that, you know what, white folks ain't going to be worried about. They laughing and giggling, some of these MAGAs and stuff. You know, I told somebody, I said, I saw a man, when I went to get with my lab works for my hands, I went to this man on the phone. He's talking next to me, talking to the insurance company. He said, I don't understand. Why is it that now I got to come up with $500 for my wife to get this procedure done? $500 extra. He said, well, you know, I got it, but shoot, things so high right now. Well, what you expect? I remember when they used to, this time last year, they had Trump pins. Oh, they was wearing them MAGA hats like it wasn't nothing. You would have thought with the COVID they would have learned something. Yeah. Did you see that man that fell at the Oval Office and what Trump did and how the head of the state of the Department of Health, that Rass boy got up and left. Oh, yes. Exposure. But you know what? Democrats, I'm going to say this to you. This ain't the time to get disappointed. No, this ain't the time to get mad. This is the time to cut out our own shit show. Because you know why? We got Ken Martin up there. They've been knowing this mess been going on, but they ask you for money. They steady ask you for money, and then you know what? It's like they just lit the party, and each state go to shit, and then they asking you for some money. I think a new Democratic Party is finna come out, a better Democratic Party, because right now this shit show of a Democrat letting them do all of that, and Ken Martin should have been active. He should have said something. Oh, my goodness. But see, we don't want to. It's just like with black families. You know something is wrong with the family. Have you ever, something? It could be a white family. You know something wrong with the family. You know Bubba is dysfunctional. You know that the Tyrone is the biggest thief. But you know what? You don't want to address that, where he just something wrong with him. Oh, he up in there and skinning cats and climbing up trees, but he just got a little problem. We need to address the elephant in the room or the donkey in the room. It's some folks we don't need to send back up there because we got to fight. We in summer school. The midterm elections is too much for us to be sitting here saying that we're going to send them same old sorry ass Democrats, whether they working or not, sitting warm bodies up there to fight a battle that's going to affect us. You're right, London, we got caved in. But now's not the time to get mad and disappointed. This is the time where we need to stop being disappointed and expecting, expecting a diamond out of a turd. It's time now we need to get together. It's time now we need to just not look at somebody because they got a Democrat on their campaign, or it's time now. We need some fighters. We need some young blood. We need some old blood. We need some fighting blood. This is the time where we need to get together. Whether you in politics or not, this is something that we need to start looking at and saying, hey, you know what? I may not be in the politics, but this gonna affect me, my grandbabies. If you got grandbabies, it's gonna affect them too. And it's time we stop sitting here being disappointed. Because if you notice, all this shit if this shit was happening to just brown folks, these white folks wouldn't say I'm so disappointed in the Republican Party. But they saying it now because it's affecting their home. But us, we get so we win battles, but very seldom win a war. And I'm tired of winning battles when I know that we can win wars. We can change the outcome of stuff, but we got to get rid of these warm bodies in these fucking seats and get somebody that when they go up there, we need a Jasmine Crockett. We need to give a King Jeffries some Jägermeister. Make that South Memphis or that Chicago or whatever he from come out. And stop trying to talk to them like they and give them respect when they talking to us like dogs and treating us like dogs and all that. No, We need to continue to campaign and support Jasmine. We need to sit here. We need to stop sending somebody up in local and state government and federal government just because they say Democrat. Let's see what they about. That's what we need to do. And until we do that, we're going to always be disappointed because they don't know how to fight or they're too tired to fight. Yeah, I give Mitch McConnell credit. Before he started wandering off to Never Land and Fairyland, he was hell on wheels. You got them old, evil-ass men being up there doing shit to us. And we got these old young-ass sellouts, these old-ass folks that's scared to say something. There's 3 people on this earth you need to be, 2 you need to be afraid of. There's God and your mama. Everybody else should be open season.